All right, guys, well, it has been a few days since we looked at this pond, and this thing is fully cycled, ready to go. We have little orange pond comets, but everything is looking good in here, and you can kind of see them kind of nestled up in that corner over there. But we got a lot of friends for these guys today, and that's what we're going to be putting in here today. Coming over here, you know, we planted our garden. Our English thyme is doing well. Our rosemary is doing really well. Our basil. The dill is looking a little dry. We need to go ahead and water this stuff as well. And then over here, we have our jalapenos, and they're doing well. And oh my gosh, those things are so hot, as you know. Oh my God. That was a mistake. We don't have any blooms on here currently, but these things are doing good. And we have new tomato growth over here. So all of that is looking good. We have our poblano tree that's actually sprouted this whole sprout off the top of it, which is good. And then of course we have our little creeping Jenny, which has nothing to do with the garden, but is great for fish tanks. So we're growing that. Now I did put some plants in here to see how they would do. They're not doing the greatest. They're still very much alive and they are growing roots, but they have some algae on them, so we need to take care of that. We have this big Anubias right here, Frazzeri, and as you can see, there's some algae on that, which is fine. We'll get something to eat that off there eventually. But overall, this thing is doing great. So with that, guys, I am heading straight out to pick up fish to stock this pond. We're gonna get some new friends for our turtle pond as well. All right, guys, well, we are back, and we're gonna start with all of these marginal plants. Look at this. So we're gonna drop this thing right in here on top of one of these little pots that we have here. And this thing is definitely root bound into this pot, but we're gonna get that changed out soon. But we're gonna put one here. We're gonna put another one right in here, like that. And we have one more. We're gonna put this one over here in this corner here. And this one is actually a loose root, so we're gonna have to put that in the pot. All right, so we went ahead and put that thing in there, and we had to go ahead and kind of put the rocks around the base of it so it wouldn't float off. But we have a couple of, oh, that one fell. All right, we now have this plant in place as well. So we have a couple of plants in here, which will make this look good. We'll see how it turns out. But now for the fish. We're gonna start with hundreds of gambusia. And if you're not familiar with gambusia, they're actually live bearers, just like guppies. They breed like crazy. So we're gonna take some of these and we're gonna put those into this pond now. All right, these guys have been acclimated, so let's go ahead and get these guys in here. All right, now for our next fish, we have, well, over 100 little pond comets. And now for the stars of the show. We'll let these guys acclimate and we'll come back to these in a minute as well. All right, these guys are ready to go. And what these are, basically they'd be considered long fin shabunkins. But look at how beautiful they are. All right, we're gonna come in here and check on all of our turtles as well, because we got some new friends for these guys and we don't want them to be left out. So let's go ahead and get those set up. Oh look, there's Splash and Splash's sister. So let's get those set up for them and get them in here. Look at that. That dude is hungry. If he comes out poking his head around, oh look, look. He's like, oh, hello buddy. They're friends already made friends. So let's get these guys in here. All right guys, listen, we were gonna stop with stocking this thing with what we've had so far, but I just got a call from a buddy of mine and we're heading out to Sanger, Texas to pick up something I've been wanting to stock this pond with and could not locate. And well, he was seining his pond at their fish farm and they caught some. So we're heading out now to go get those. So we'll take a look at those when we get back. Well, we've made it back, and honestly, I wish I would have filmed it to show you, but we had to drive through a literal North Texas monsoon, including almost 2-inch hail, but we're okay. But we made it up to Sanger, Texas. We picked up this particular creature that we're gonna finish stocking this pond with, and this is one of my favorites, and hopefully you guys like them too. They will cohabit nicely in here. The only problem is we won't be able to keep them. They will eventually go off on their own after they've grown a little bit, and you'll get to see what those are right now. Well guys, that is what we were adding. All of these little froglets and tadpoles. These are all leopard frogs, so they stay really small, and I've kept them in fact, this pond before. They may eat some of the gambusia when they get, you know, like baby ones will, but these froglets, their primary diet, actually the froglets and the tadpoles, their primary diet is actually algae. So one of the things that we're gonna do is feed them some algae wafers, and what we like to use is API algae eater wafers, and these things are great. We really like these. The tadpoles and the froglets really like them, and the goldfish will actually eat them, and we'll see those chomping down on them here in just a minute. We're gonna throw some of these in here randomly. We do need to give them access to get up out of the water because they will become air breathers very soon if some of them aren't already there. We do have this rock on top of this filtration box. We have the stick here that will come out and over here a little bit, but we need more. We definitely need more. So what we're gonna be using is some cork. And this piece of cork actually used to float in this pond a long time ago, so we're just gonna throw that on there. That'll hold good 10, 15 of them if they want to get up out of the water, and that thing can float. Plus they have the rock over here, like I said, and the stick. That should be sufficient. They'll actually be able to, well, not so much this one, but this one they can climb up in, and that one back there they'll be able to climb up in and actually be safe out of the water when they need it. So for now, let's just take a look at these guys. Well, first, if you take a look right here, there's a whole bunch of fish kind of centralized right there, and I see what they're doing. They are attacking that algae wafer. So let's take a closer look at that. Everything in here looks so good, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love this pond. It's one of my favorite ponds I've ever set up. Before we go, we got one more thing we need to do. A lot of our jalapenos are ready to be harvested. So we're gonna go ahead and grab these, and from what I understand, you just lift it up towards the top and it'll pop off just like that. So we're gonna grab all of these little guys here. Got a little bloom there that's coming in. That's fantastic. All right, well, we'll let this thing keep going. And as far as this tomato plant goes, these tomatoes are looking really good in here. I don't know that these are gonna get much bigger. These are a type of cherry tomato, so this is about the size. So we're just waiting for these guys to ripen up so we can pick these. With our first harvest of jalapenos, we are looking at 7 total, because I've already eaten one. And if you didn't see that video of me eating that, you should go back and watch the last video. This one right here has got corking on it, and it started to turn red, but that's gonna be hot. But I definitely like growing my own vegetables for sure. I really am grateful for each and every one of you coming to watch this video today. Stay tuned, we're working on the next one already. With that, if you haven't subscribed, please do that now. I'd be so thankful if you did that. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Links to both are down below, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. So with that, guys, we will see you next time.